My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Alright, today is July 28, 2026. It is 3:57 a.m. pretty much 4 o'clock. This is video number 3. Hopefully this is it. There's gonna be some derangers type of topic and a little bit of politics. So let's go on X. I need to finish this. The last 2 tweets on this channel, the last one that I spoke about was about what's this guy, him who's leaving. Okay, I read a screenshot of an article a squad shared, and my conclusion to that is that his job is done. Okay, the lawsuit is done. There's no appeal. The time frame for appealing have come and gone, so he left. All right, so that's why he's leaving. His job was to be the bridge between the paper and the palace. When the paper wants something, make sure Charles give it to the papers. If Charles doesn't want, put some pressure on Charles. That's what I think. All right, so this is new topic here. Hey derangers, hate watching can take a toll on your mental well-being. All right, let's see here. Probably talking about the show MasterChef. All right, my internet is very slow. All right, is hate watching someone you dislike bad for your mental state? Okay, yes, regularly hate watching or hate following a specific person you dislike is often bad for your mental state, especially if it becomes habitual or obsessive. While a one-off vent or occasional check-in might be harmless, repeatedly seeking out their content keeps negative front and center in your mind. Oh my goodness. Why it tends to harm mental well-being. Rumination and obsession, fixating on someone you dislike trains your brain to dwell on negatives. Yeah, that's why sometimes I take a break when I realize it's a lot of the things getting too much. I take a step back. This strengthens neural pathways for criticism and resentment, making it harder to feel neutral or move on. It's mentally exhausting and can amplify anxiety, irritability, or even depressive symptoms. Chronic negative emotion. Deliberately exposing yourself to someone who triggers dislike activates stress responses, fight or flight. Over time, this contributes to elevate stress, bitterness, cynicism, cynicism and emotional drain, similar to how constant anger or hatred affects overall mood and outlook. Social comparison and envy. Even hate viewing often involves comparison. Why do they succeed when they are awful? This fuels jealousy, low self-esteem, and dissatisfaction with your own life. Parasocial trap. With influencers, celebrities, or public figures, it creates a one-sided relationship. One-sided relationship. It's like William, he's fighting with Harry with him. He thinks he's fighting with Harry, but it's just with himself. But it creates a one-sided relationship where they occupy mental real estate rent-free. This can lead to heightening emotional investment without any real payoff. Worsening feelings of agitation or unrest. Border effects. Studied and expert link hate following to increase anxiety, depression, and even spill over into real-life cynicism or toxic behaviors, e.g. more negatives on interaction. Okay, in short, you're not just consuming content, you're choosing to keep a disliked person in your head, which costs emotional energy and rarely improves your life. When it might not be as bad, light and frequent instances, e.g., a group watch for entertainment or quick curiosity can sometimes provide catharsis or humor without deep harm. If it stays contained and doesn't affect your mood, sleep, or relationships, it's closer to a quirky habit than a problem. Most people, however, find that longer it goes on, the more it erodes mental peace. That's that. Once you know it's draining you, you just take a step back. But the Derangers, they consume by it. This is the thing here. The system, social media platform, give those the Derangers the platform to make money on hate. So these people have become so obsessed and seeing anything that Harry and Meghan are doing, and it become part of them. I don't even think they even realize that, because the negativity is paying off. Social media is giving them incentive for it. So it become part of them. Me, whenever I see the negative is getting too much, well, you see, many of us, Sussex Squad, we just block the negativity. All right. Did I read this? Derangers needs to see this and have it posted back at them when they jump in threads with their negativity and hate. I wonder how they look themselves in the mirror, because they really hate with themselves. Again, it's the social media that's allowing them to do that. And by consuming Harry and Meghan, any little thing that's very positive, because if they talk positive about them, look it perfectly. I don't know. I'm not saying anything negative or positive. I just call it out the way that I see it. But it seems like my channel is making some sense. Okay, they don't like that, so they making sure I don't earn from that. But like I said in the past, I consider it, since I have the time, as an investment for the future. Okay, it's up to you the way you see investment is, because I don't want to add more to the negativity. Maybe some of the things that I say might be negative. It depends on how you see it, but I'm not going out of my way to put negative things out there. Many times, there's so many things I want to say. I just say baggage for God. All right. But these people, they consume, they hate watch Meghan. Anything positive, they probably took their time to say, how could we turn this into a negative? All right. So many people choose to keep drinking poison while hoping it will hurt the ones they hate. Maybe one day they will realize they are only hurting themselves. And it just adds to the people watching the Duchess of Sussex on Australian MasterChef. It's a win-win. All right. Definitely, I'm not going to read this. If you could see it, pause and read. All right. So there's that. Okay, like I was just saying, yes, financial incentive. Okay, it's the financial incentive for those people, the monetization of negativity. That's it. All right, the first sentence, yes, financial incentive is exactly what drives it. That's it. Let me move on. Next tweet. All right. All right, my internet is very slow. So this is making reference to Boy George. Remember when he was attacking Meghan unprovoked? Every single one of them rats, sick bastard, who hide behind their hatred for Meghan so no one looks closely, because when they do, all they find is an individual. Okay. I remember talking about that Boy George in one of my videos. Not in this video, in this channel, on PYTE. Let's see here. I've just learned that Boy George was sentenced to 15 months in prison for falsely imprisoning a Norwegian male escort by handcuffing him to a wall and beating him with a metal chain. But I thought this was all. Let me pause and look if this is a new thing again. This is the comments below it. You could go pause and read. Okay, it took me a while to post this. There's something I responded to, a different tweet. I'll share it with you. Okay, so there's me asking you, is Boy George in prison? The answer is no. So that's probably an old story, but they're saying he served a brief 4 months prison sentence in 2009 in the UK after being convicted of false imprisonment. So this is the part here. So this is old, but it is true, but old story. Okay, I remember covering this. So while I was looking, before I went and searched for the Boy George story, there's something I responded to. All right. reply. Okay, so I just post this regarding was it Mr. Clive Alderton, who's leaving the UK, which I talked on my last video. So I decided to respond to this. This person gets it. That's it. The lawsuit is over. Time frame for appeal is gone, and it seems like there should be no one is appealing the court judgment. So his job, bridge between the palace, the British media and the royal family, is done. This is why he's leaving. Okay. Okay, so there's the screenshot when the case was done, the judgment was given, and then High Court usually takes 21 days, whatnot. Okay, I highlighted the other one, but 21 days or 28 days, I think it was in High Court, so 21 days. Okay, and then there's the the calendar I put from July 7th, and we are July 28th. So I highlight the days, okay, and then I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And now we are 28 days. So the thing came out yesterday, 21 days, no appeal. So his job is done. Okay, from the 7th to the 27th, exactly 21 days. So his job was done. Okay, so that's what I put. And then this is the person who sort of get it. Is this the person unfortunate looking? Okay, I just read it a few minutes ago. Okay, so that's that. All right, I just did a lot of things here. I just posted this on my community board 0 seconds ago. All right, so I'm done with this. It's already 4 something. I have to take a shower before everybody else. Okay, so I'm sort of done with the Boy George thing. I cover it, and it seems like this is an old story. Okay, so that's that. Let's go to the next tweet. I think I'm done with the royal family and things like that. Royal family topic, different things here. New Suri Holmes' daughter, who was abandoned by her biological father, Tom Cruiz, legally dropped her last name Cruiz at some point per a new report from page 6. Suri Noel is the name she used to register to vote. Good for her. A reminder, Tom Cruiz believes that having any sort of connection to Suri will impede Scientology and could possibly cause him to become sick or injured. I don't follow them. I don't know much. I remember when she was born, not that I was there in the hospital, but the news about her and the thing that Tom Cruise did at the Oprah show and things like that. It's very sad. Right? He also believed that by remaining connected to her in any way, he is committing a suppressive act, is a danger to Scientology, and is therefore a danger to the future of humanity. What? Well, at least he's keeping his distance, and it, doesn't harm the girl. Let's continue. This is all because her mom was declared a suppressive person, an enemy of Scientology. As a result, Suri is considered PTS, a potential trouble source, linked to the story. But the only thing is, I saw it, I thought I'd share it with you. She changed her last name. Alright. I read that her father, what's her name? Katie Holmes' father is a lawyer, was able to help her get out of that situation and took her child with her. Alright, so that's that. I'm not gonna go in the comments. So now this is some heartbreaking stories here. A little bit of, easing you in. Alright, so let's pause this. Pause. My internet is very slow. Breaking. After having recognized Palestine as a state, Spain receives its first ambassador, an example for the world. All right, so it seems like it's receiving the Palestine as a state. Again, keep an eye on these people. Okay, I'm glad they're doing it. I prefer a positive thing than a negative. But still, these people, they all are connected. They all are on the same plan. Just keep an eye on them. Okay? So 52 seconds, there'll be screenshot. wondering why was the daughter, the heir to the throne, was there too. But then again, whatever. Again, keep an eye on these people. With all this thing that been happening to Palestine since, I mean, it's been going on for a very long time, but during my lifetime, let's say it's been going on as 2020 and the bombing and all of that. What happened? Why these powerful countries stay quiet? At least the US is not pretending. Not that I agree with what the US is doing, but what happened to the others, like Spain and all of them? And all of a sudden I'm seeing this. Keep an eye on this, okay? So I'm done with this. I'm not gonna go in the comment. I know I'm speculating and I usually say some crazy stuff, but I truly believe the plan that they had, okay, where Europe could have done something, put a stop to what Israel was doing, especially during Biden presidency, where the rest of the other countries could have put a stop to what Israel was doing to Palestine. Almost everyone stay quiet. They literally almost eliminate Palestine. Where are they? Why all of a sudden Spain is recognizing, whatever that ceremony was all about? So it brings me to the conclusion, made me think that because some of the thing that's going on in the US, if you are outside of the US, you will hear probably the negativity where ICE is killing people on the street. Some of them are happening. They are happening. But the plan that they had for Project 2025 was to get African American on the street protesting, creating chaos, and then the Trump administration will get its people, the police and all of that, to start creating like a what do you call this? Not riot, where the government will put some sort of, hopefully when I'm editing I remember the term, there's a word for it, what's the term, to put some sort of a restriction and prevent people from voting. This is why you're seeing a lot of arrests going on in the US, okay, preventing, because the midterm is coming, preventing people from getting into the voting booth, and then where some changes will happen, the corrupt politicians that are in office right now, who's voting to merge US military with Israel, okay? So there's a lot of things that's happening in the US. I'm crossing my finger to be hopeful, but sometimes these people, they don't get it until it affects them personally. And hopefully when they go and vote come the midterm, they vote the right way, get rid of those politicians that are in office right now. So, which boiled down to where their plan, what they wanted to do in America, it's not happening, despite everything that you see Trump is doing in the United States. Because there are people, very well-minded people who are not corrupt, who are in office. Some of them are not even holding office, but are doing their best with the legal aspect of things, all right, to put a stop to what Trump is doing. Occasionally, I'll put on my community board certain things, law, rules that happen. Some are good and bad, whatever, anything to cut your attention, okay? So the plan, technically the plan is not going accordingly. So some people are showing the door, or they just don't want to be part of it. They're probably still part of it. They're just staying quiet because the plan, step 1, step 2, step 3, is not going accordingly. Because the main thing was to get African American on the street, and then for the police and whatever, those people Trump hired, ICE, to arrest as many people as possible, or possibly kill. All right, because look, now they easily kill anybody on the street. And there is no punishment for these people because look who's in the White House. So they feel like they could do it. So the plan, technically, African American is not playing along with that thing. Because I remember right after the election, there was a image that someone did and put it on Twitter, where you see African Americans sitting on top of a building and they're looking at the city burning down. Pretty much this is exactly what's happening. Okay, they wanted African American bodies to be up front to distract people, because this is the thing that they always do. If you live in the UK, whenever there's something to distract people, where you see there's riot, they always blame it on immigrant and whatnot. So they were trying to do this version over here in the US, but African American did not participate. They didn't take the bait. So now people's eyes are opening. The distraction is not happening because it's going straight to the people. Is the MAGAs, the white who never thought anything like that will happen to them. It's affecting them. Okay, so this was the plan. Now the rest of the other countries, Europe, like Spain for instance, all of a sudden you're accepting whatever that ceremony was all about. Okay, they distancing themselves, especially right after the FIFA World Cup, what had happened in the United States. Argentina didn't win, and right now a lot of countries, pretty much majority of countries around the world, see Spain as a savior for winning the World Cup because the way Argentina was behaving. So they're taking this to the next step and then distancing themselves. But if things go accordingly, you'll see they will align themselves with the negativity. So I think they're just playing two-faced. The plan is not going accordingly. They're taking a step back. All right. I know some of you will not agree with me, but this is the way that I see it. Let's get back to the original recording. Let's go to the next tweet. Oh my God, so slow. All right. You know, at first, when I saw this, I truly thought it was AI. But when the video started panning, turning and showing different areas, and that's when I realized that it's not AI. Okay, breaking. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard sent a message to Israel's phone saying, quote, "The last US radar system in the region has been destroyed. Your media and leaders are lying. Leave the country. Missiles are coming and no shelter is safe." Alright? They bothered these people for so long. Oh my God. Alright, let's listen.
سلام خدمت بینندگان عزیز. مردم وقتی که میگه من فقط زیرساخت نظامی میزنم، اینجا محل پخش بنزین شمال شرق و شرق تهرانه. بنزین رو وقتی میزنه میخواد شما مردم اذیت بشید، میخواد کارهای نظامی نیست. بنزین برای مردمه، بنزین برای اینه که ماشین‌های شما، ماشین‌های امدادی و آمبولانس‌های شما راحت در شهر بچرخه. اینجایی که الان زده فاصله خیلی نزدیکی با مکان‌های مسکونی داره، یعنی خیلی محل عبور و مرور مردم و محل اسکان و خونه‌های مردمه. این که میگه من فقط نظامی میزنم اینجوری نیست. این دروغیه که در رسانه‌ها دارن به شما میگن. اینجایی که الان زده شده باز تکرار می‌کنم، اینجایی که زده شده برای من و شماست، برای بنزین من و شماست. اگه نشون بده این ساختمان‌های مسکونی رو، اینجا که ساختمان‌های مسکونی جای نظامی نیست و
It's when they're panning over and I'm seeing different part. I'm like, oh, it's not an AI. And as my disclaimer, I really don't know what he's saying. Okay, I was going based on the caption, which is in English. Okay.
جایی که و قول قوه‌الهی البته مشکلی در سوءاستفاده پیش نمیاد، ولی اینجا نظامی نیست و اینجا متعلق به همه ماست، برای بنزینه و برای ماشینا و ماشینا آتش نشانی و ماشینای امدادی است. همه ما ان شاءالله که دست به دست هم بدیم این بحران رو سپری کنیم. فقط به رسانه‌های بیگانه مردم توجه نکنید. این که میگه من نظامی میزنم، اینجا نظامی نیست. اینجا یه زیرساخت شهریه، واسه شهر تهرانه که مورد هدف قرار گرفته. یعنی
Okay, I don't know what he said, but whatever. Alright, so there's more thing here. What is that? This one is too long. Okay, the destruction of the Islamic Republic of Iran by USA from a compilation of only the unclassified videos shadowed by CENTCOM. Imagine the treasure trove of classified videos we'll never see. This video doesn't include any Israel airstrike. Okay, I'm done with this. This is what I wanted to share. As a matter of fact, I thought it was in English, but it's not. Let's go to the next one. There's no reason for this. No reason at all. Whatever the US and Israel is doing, no reason at all. All right, so this is a 15-second video. Breaking: Iran delivers a devastating drone blow to Israel. Israel could not have imagined that Iran could inflict such severe damage on them. All right, so there's a drone here going into the building. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go through it like this, okay? Because it goes straight to the building. Okay, so that's that. It's uncalled for. None of this. But you know, you have to put yourself in Iran's shoes. They're minding their own business, you know, killing their children and whatnot, despite whatever the government of Iran does to its people, which there's some part I disagree with. But as an outsider, how dare you bombing a schooling full of kids? All right, so there's all of that. Let's leave that alone. And there have been a lot of what do you call this? A lot of American who died. At least it might be more, but I saw a number like 600. Let me pause this. All right. So there's some videos of speech that from celebrities that I came across, and I thought I'd share them with you. All right. This speech has been circulating in MAGA circles, and they're absolutely horrified by it. All right. It's almost 2 minutes. Screenshot. Just listen, okay?
To be visible to you comes from the world unfairly rewarding my particular type of visibility. It is important to acknowledge that, with the exception of being a cisgender male, everything about how I was born has put me at the current center of a damaging and widely accepted myth. That myth is that gayness orbits around straightness, transgender orbits around cisgender, and that all races orbit around whiteness. This myth is wrong, but this myth is too real for too many. It is ancient, so it is trusted. It is a habit, so it's assumed to be the way things are. It's inherited, so it's thought immutable. Its consequences are dangerous because it prioritizes a certain type of love, a certain kind of body, a certain kind of skin color, and does not value in the same way anything it deems to be other to itself. It is a myth that is with us from birth, and it is a myth.
Oh, damn it. My internet is very slow.
That keeps money and power in the hands of the few instead of being invested in the lives of the free. I appreciate this community so much because it's where I learned to reject this myth. I appreciate this community because together we are not just going to question this myth, we are going to destroy it.
This community is where I learned to reject it. There was something I saw. I didn't put it on the list. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think it's her who was on The View. I'm gonna pause and look for it. And there's another video about Kerry Washington I'm gonna share with you as well. I already shared it on my community board. Never mind, I don't see it. I'm taking too long to find it, the one that I saw. But let me move on to the next tweet. The next video is this with Kerry Washington. Let's listen. Screenshot, okay?
So one of the lines that gets quoted to me the most from Scandal is Papa Pope's line, "You have to be twice as good to get half of what they have." And I think that that is because for Black people in this country, that isn't just a line from a show, that is our reality. And 2 weeks ago, the Supreme Court showed us an example of why. So I want to help you understand this. In case you don't know, here is what happened. A while back, Louisiana's legislature was ordered by their courts to redraw their voting map so that black voters had real representation. That sounds great, right? Good. So they drew a map that gave black people a real chance to be represented in Congress in fair numbers. But now, the Supreme Court has ruled that that map is suddenly unconstitutional. And the thing is, the ruling doesn't just impact Louisiana. That decision gutted a key part of the Voting Rights Act, which is the law that has protected us, black communities, from having our voting power drained away from us since 1965. Why am I talking about this? Okay, the midterms are coming. And there are people in power who are redrawing lots of maps to make our votes matter even less, to make it twice as hard for our voices to be heard and for people like us to be in power. So what do? I'm so glad you asked. And I know that you're going to save this post, you're going to text it to 4 friends, maybe 8 friends, because you got to be twice as good. Number 1, know your and by your I mean your district. Find out who represents you, because maps are being redrawn right now, and that answer may be about to change. So NAACP LDF, Democracy Docket, Black Voters Matter, they are all tracking this in real time, fighting back in the courts and in communities. Follow them.
The part about knowing who is running is very crucial, because now that so many people are seeing what's happening, they are being played by, especially in the US, by both parties. And I believe in the UK, the Tories and what was the other one, Tories and the other group, okay, they're doing the same thing too. Okay, so knowing who the person is, what this person stands for, this is what we need to look into. All right, no matter where you are around the world, you need to pay attention to these things. All right, so let's listen.
I'll help you follow them. Okay, now number 2, show up, register to vote, and bring your whole circle with you. School boards, city councils, state legislatures. That is where this fight is actually happening. I mean, the big splashy races, they matter, but these races, these local races, they need you for real.
Okay, this, I know for a fact that Republicans, MAGAs, and the Jewish community, they know that. They always show up in every election, especially the local ones. I explained to you in one video how a community, I believe in New Jersey, I saw it through YouTube, took over a school board, and then they got rid of the school, and then they went and buy the building. Okay? They made it all legal. They deprived the community of the funding for the school, and then for their people to go and return, go buy the school, and then use the school for their own purposes. So people need to show up. Let's finish.
Number 3, make noise. You got to call your representatives. At 5 calls, they give you a script, they connect you directly, they make it easy. We'll help you find that. Number 4, share this video. We need everybody in this fight, because they are counting on us being too tired and too confused and too defeated. They want us to think that we can't make a difference, so we have to prove them wrong, even if we have to work twice as hard to do it. So
Okay,
one
so
of the lines that gets
that's that. There's one more. This one is a tweet regarding Cameron Diaz. Let's go back to X. Oops, what did I just do? That's my last tweet for this video. Oh man. Alright, so this is the next tweet here. Cameron Diaz became a mother at 47, welcomed another child at 51, and her third at 53. Smiling at life's journey, she said, "The only pressure for me now is that I have to live to be 107. I call BS, women cannot get pregnant. Okay. So she did it. I've heard many random stories about that. Well, lucky for her, she was able to do that and had a career, and now she could just enjoy being a mother and don't have to worry about money, because in her younger years she made the money. I wish I had as much money as her. I went on search. All right, where is it? Okay, I asked Google, did Cameron Diaz just give birth? They say here, Cameron Diaz and her husband Menji Madden announced the birth of their third child, a baby boy named Nutas Madden, on May 4th, 2026. All right, so this year. Cameron Diaz is sister-in-law to, what's her name? Richie. What's the first name? Nicole Richie. That's it. Nicole Richie. There's a picture of them here. Okay, there's the brothers. Come on. My internet is very slow. Alright, it's taking forever to get to click on. I'm glad they got I hope they're getting along very well. The twin brothers, alright, one married with Nicole Richie and the other one with Cameron Diaz. Alright, so that is it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Alright, so this is the video. Oh, that's not it. That's not the video. I was gonna talk. There's a video YouTube was giving me problem to upload. That's not it. Alright, that's it. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.